So in this tutorial we're going to start by setting up our player character using Mechanim. And in the other tutorials we went ahead and modeled and rigged our Leo character. So if you look here, I have a ton of animations. I have Leo, Leo walk backwards, idle, Leo walk right, jump, kick, and all this other good stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just dragging in the original Leo model without the @ So this is the model without any animations. And what I'm going to do while leaving it out here, I'm going to go into Leo here, and under the Rig tab, change it from Legacy to Humanoid, and hit Apply. So once that's done, you'll have the Configure option open. Go ahead and hit that, and save your scene. I'm just going to name it Leo Setup. I'm going to save it in my Levels folder. This is where I have all my levels. You can see that if it's set up properly, you'll have it'll automatically put in all of the bones from your rig that you built in Maya into this section here. So you can see the corresponding bone, for example, shoulder, upper arm, lower arm, and hand is all sort of coordinated. So let me just kind of pan this down a little bit more so you can see that. So if I click here, you can see it highlights upper arm and the right arm, which is correct. Here's the upper arm and the left arm. So it's done pretty well. It looks like it's missing the bone here, which is for toes. You can see that's my toe, so it's left foot ball, and it doesn't look like that's set up right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag that after selecting it here into the left leg where the toes go. And I'm going to do the same thing. You can see it changed from this transparent color to green. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, so once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to hit apply. And I'm going to pause the video right now because this usually takes a second. Once that's finished, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the done button. Let me hit F to focus back on our scene, on our Leo character. So I selected Leo up here and I hit F to focus. So now he's sort of set up. Now my character's name is Leo, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see it created a controller called the Leo controller. And if I double click that, it'll open up the animator setup. Now I had done some test runs with this character before, and so what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go ahead and delete these, so you can kind of see how this works. So first of all, we have to actually apply this Leo controller that's created into here so that it reads that animation into here. And we actually do the programming component of the tutorial. What you'll notice is that we actually use the animator keyword for whenever we program the walks. So with that dragged in, we can double click it, and anything we do inside of here, I'm going to go ahead and throw this next to my hierarchy. It just makes it a little bit easier. So what we want to do is first, if I press play, you'll notice nothing happens. Okay, within our scene. Let me make sure maximize is off. There's no animations running on our character. And actually, that's sort of a problem, him collapsing in on himself. So we want to make sure that we don't have any animations on our character, and if we do, so let's do import animations and hit apply. Get rid of that. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my Leo at idle. I'm going to expand this, and I'm going to look for our animation controller here. Now, before I can drag that up here, or you can do it at any time actually. So if I drag my idle animation up here, I want to make sure that he is set to humanoid under rig, and under animations, they're set to bake. So what the power behind Mechanim is just by dragging this animation into the animator, when I press play, you'll notice it'll start to play the animations. So it'll play my idle state. It's the same thing as, let's go ahead and throw the Leo at run. So again, same thing, it's imported, it's set to humanoid. So if I press play, it's going to set whatever I drag in there as the default state. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete this, and let's go ahead and start with just our idle. Alright, and I'm going to drag that idle state up into here. So let's take a quick look at the inspector. In here you'll see that there's speed, and what speed does is the higher the number, the faster, and the lower number, it goes slower. So if I set my speed to 0.5 and I press play on my idle, you'll notice that he'll move at half the speed, and it'll actually take a little bit more time. You can see he's a lot slower, almost slow motion. And if I take this up to 3, you can see it's a lot quicker. So I'm going to set it to 1 for now. What's cool is if you click on mirror, you'll notice he'll actually it inverts the animation, which is kind of nice. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to leave this alone, and what I'm going to do is select the walk from here. So you can say I have Leo at walk. It's set to humanoid already, and the animation's already baked out. So I'm going to expand this, and I'm going to drag walk in. Now I did this a little bit differently than my walk cycle videos because I wanted to give you guys a different take a look at a different way of doing things in respect to animation. So right now idle is set because it's orange, the default. If I right click on walk and I hit set the default and I press play, you can see that he's going to walk across the surface. And actually, let's see, is this walking back and turn? Well, this is just the walk. So we might actually, this might be a good thing, we might actually go in here and sort of tweak this. So I'm going to have him actually move forward, and every time we press the arrow key, instead of him just doing the looping animation from the tutorial, we'll actually have, instead of doing it through programming where we move him forward, we'll actually have the animation move him forward. Okay? I'm going to set my idle back to default, and then in the next tutorial we're going to move on, and you're going to learn a little bit more about the state machine.